Part 17 of me reading Wonder. You might recall who the perspective is now. Remember, it's Olivia's boyfriend. We're doing the play Our Town at school, and Olivia dares me or suggests that I try out for the stage manager, and the lead role, and I actually get the lead role, and I can't believe it. And I tell Olivia she brings me good luck. Unfortunately, she doesn't get the female lead. Emily Gibbs, the pink-haired girl. It's called, the name of the character is Emily Gibbs, but the lead girl is a girl called Miranda, and she has pink hair. Olivia gets a small part, and it's also the Emily understudy. So that means if Emily gets sick, then Olivia gets to be that main character. I'm actually more disappointed than Olivia is. She almost seems relieved. I don't love people staring at me, she says, which is sort of strange coming from such a pretty girl. A part of me thinks maybe she blew her audition on purpose. That means she threw it. She didn't try as hard as she should have. Anyway, the spring show is at the end of April and it's mid-March now, so that's less than 6 weeks to memorize my part, plus rehearsal time, plus practicing with the band, plus final exams, plus spending time with Olivia. Whew, it's going to be a busy 6 weeks. That's for sure. Mr. Davenport, the drama teacher, is already manic about the whole thing. He'll drive us crazy by the time it's over, no doubt. I heard through the grapevine, that means one person says to another, says to another, says to another. When it's the grapevine, it's passed on between lots of people. I heard through the grapevine that he'd been planning on doing The Elephant Man, but changed it to Our Town at the last minute. And that change took a week off our rehearsal schedule. Not looking forward to the craziness of the next month and a half. I just remember as well, The Elephant Man was that phrase or that quote in the last reading. Olivia and I are sitting on her, it's gone off. Sorry, Olivia and I are sitting on her front step. She's helping me with my lines. It's a warm March evening, almost like summer. Now she's not making lines, she's practicing the lines of the play. The sky is still bright, but the sun is low and the sidewalks are streaked with long shadows. I'm reciting, yes, the sun's come up over 1,000 times, summers and winters have cracked the mountains a bit more, and the rains have brought down some of the dirt. Some babies that weren't even born before have begun talking regular sentences already, and a number of people who thought they were right, young and spry, have no, I'm going to show you something. Around here, there's somebody around there and they're banging on the window. So when you're out in the playground, don't bang on the window here because people are doing stuff. Okay, so he's related, he shakes his head and he can't remember the rest. All that can happen in 1,000 days, Olivia prompts me, reading from the script. Right, I say, shaking my head, and I sigh. I'm wiped, Olivia. How the heck am I going to remember all these lines? You will, she answered confidently. She reaches out and cups her hands over a ladybug that appears out of nowhere. See, a good luck sign, she says. Some people say ladybug. Seeing a ladybug or a ladybird is a good sign. She slowly lifts her top hand to reveal the ladybug or the ladybird walking on the palm of her other hand. Good luck, or just hot weather, I joke, because ladybirds actually come out in hot weather. So is it good luck, or is it just that it's the season for ladybugs? Of course it's good luck, she answered, watching the ladybug crawl up her wrist. There should be a thing about making a wish on a ladybug. Augie and I used to do that with fireflies when we were little. We used to make a wish when we saw a firefly. She cups her hand over the ladybug again. Come on, make a wish, close your eyes. When you cup your hand, ladybug, make kind of a cup, and then she goes like that. I dutifully close my eyes, a long second pause, then I open them. Did you make a wish, she asked. Yes. She smiles, uncups her hands, and the ladybug, as if on clue, spreads its wings and flits away. Don't you want to know what I wished for, I asked. No, she answers shyly, looking up at the sky, which at this very moment is the exact colour of her eyes. I made a wish too, she says mysteriously, but she has so many things she could wish for, I have no idea what she's thinking. I wonder if he wishes something to do with the play. Remember, Olivia is the understudy, so that if the other person gets ill or anything, Olivia gets to be the main character, and the main characters would then be the two of them. Maybe they wish for that. The bus stop. Olivia's mum, Augie, Jack, Daisy come down the stoop just as I'm saying goodbye to Olivia. Slightly awkward since we're in the middle of a kiss. Ugh. Hey guys, says Mum, pretending not to see anything because she's super cool, but the two boys are giggling. Hi, Mrs. Pullman. Please call me Isabel, Justin, she says again. It's like the third time she's told me not to call her Mrs. Pullman, but Isabel. So I really need to start calling her that because that's really kind of her to offer for me to say that. I'm heading home, I say, as if to explain. Oh, are you heading to the subway, she says, following the dog with the newspaper. Can you walk Jack to the bus stop as well, Augie's friend? Ah, that's okay with you, Jack, the mum asks him, and he shrugs. Justin, can you stay with him till his bus comes? Yeah, of course, because remember he's an older boy. We all say goodbyes and Olivia winks at me. You don't have to stay with me, says Jack as we're walking up the block. I take the bus all by myself all the time. Augie's mum's really overprotective. He's got a low gravelly voice, like a little tough guy. He kind of looks like one of those little rascal kids in those old black and white movies, like he should be wearing a newsboy cap and like old clothes, like an old-fashioned kid. We get to the bus stop and the schedule says the bus will be there in 8 minutes. I'll wait with you, I tell him. Up to you, he shrugs. Can I borrow $1? I want some gum. I fish $1 out of my pocket and I watch him cross the street to the grocery store on the corner. He seems too small to be walking around by himself. Somehow then I think how I was when I was that young, when I was a little boy. I was taking the subway by myself. Way too young. I'm going to be an overprotective dad someday. I know it. My kids are going to know how much I care about them. Do we remember that he doesn't think his parents really care? I'm waiting there a minute or two when I notice 3 kids walking up the block from the other direction. They walk right past the grocery store, but one of them looks inside and nudges the other 2. They all back up and they look inside. I can tell they're up to no good. All elbowing each other, laughing. One of them is Jack's height, but the other 2 look much bigger, maybe teenagers. They hide behind the fruit stand in front of the store. And when Jack walks out, they trail behind him, making loud throw-up noises behind Jack. Oh man, they're bullying him. This is bullying. Jack casually turns around the corner to see who they are, and they run away, high-fiving each other and laughing. Little jerks. Don't use that word, by the way, outside a story. Friends of yours, I finally say? Ah, he says. He's trying to smile, but I can see he's really is genuinely upset. Just some jerks from my school, he says. A kid named Julian and 2 gorillas, Henry and Miles. Do they bother you? No, they've never done that before. They've never done that in school or they'd get kicked out. Julian lives 2 blocks from here, so I guess it was just bad luck me running into him like that. Okay, I nod. It's not a big deal, he assures me, and we both automatically look down the road to see if the bus is coming. We are sort of in a war, he says after a minute, as if it explains everything. Then he pulls out this crumpled piece of loose leaf paper from his jean pocket and gives it to me. I unfold it and it's a list of names in 3 columns. He's turned the whole grade against me, says Jack. Not the whole grade, I pointed out, looking down at the list. He leaves me notes in my locker and they say stuff like, everybody hates you. What? You should tell your teacher about it, I say. Jack looks at me like I'm an idiot and shakes his head. I'm not telling the teacher. Anyway, you have all those neutrals, I say, pointing on the list. If you get them on your side, things will even up a bit, so the kids who don't care get them on your side. Yeah, well, it's really going to happen, he says sarcastically. Well, why not? He shoots me another look like I'm absolutely the stupidest guy I've ever talked to in the world. What? I say. He shakes his head like I'm hopeless. Let's just say, he says, I'm friends with someone who isn't exactly the most popular kid in school. You all know who that is? Then he hits me. What's he not coming out and saying? Oh, then it hits me. He doesn't hit him. Then it hits him, like his brain goes, I see. This is all about him being friends with August. He doesn't want to tell me because I'm his sister's boyfriend. Of course, that makes sense. We see the bus coming down the road. Well, look, just hang in there, I tell him, handing back the paper. Middle school is about as bad as it gets. Then it gets better. You make really good friends. Everything will work out. He shrugs and shoves the list back into his pocket. We wave by when he gets on the bus, and I watch it pull away. When I get to the subway station 2 blocks away, I see the same 3 kids hanging out in front of the bagel place next door. They're still laughing and yucking each other like they're some kind of horrible people, like in their fancy clothes and everything. I don't know what possessed me, but I take my glasses off, I put them in my pocket, and I tuck my fiddle case under my arm so the pointy side is facing up. Do you remember? What did they say he should say about that case? I walk over to them. My face is scrunched up. I look as mean as I can. They look at me, laughs dying on their lips when they see me. Ice cream cones at odd angles. Yo, listen up. Don't mess with Jack, I say really slowly, gritting my teeth, and my voice is all cool, tough guy. Mess with him again, and you will be very, very sorry. And then I tap my fiddle case for effect. I think they think it's a gun, right? Oh, got it. They nod in unison, ice cream dripping into their hands, like they all nod at the same time. Good, I nod mysteriously. Trying to feel tough. He's trying to be tough. And then I sprint down the subway, 2 steps at a time. Oh, he's kind of stuck up for Jack and he only just met Jack. And I think they're a bit scared of the mystery and that he's an older boy. Rehearsal. The play is taking up most of my time as we get closer to opening night. Lots of lines to remember, long monologues where we're just me talking. Olivia has a great idea though and is helping. I have my fiddle with me on stage and play it a bit while I'm talking. It's not written that way, but Mr. Davenport thinks it adds some extra cool element to the play. Having a stage manner who's plucking his fiddle. And for me, it's so great because whenever I need a second to remember my extra line, I just start playing on the fiddle and it gives me a little bit of extra thinking time. I've gotten to know the kids in the show a lot better, especially the pink-haired girl who plays Emily. Turns out she's actually quite nice, given the crowd she hangs out with. And her boyfriend's this like sporty guy who's a big deal in the sports circuit at school. It's a whole world that I've have nothing to do with. So I'm kind of surprised that this Miranda girl turns out to be actually really kind of nice. So they've judged her and made an impression that she's not nice just from the people she hangs out with. But she is. He's now learning. Don't listen to other people. Really get to know people and you'll find out with you. They match your personality. One day we're sitting on the floor backstage waiting for the tech guys to fix the main spotlight. So how long have you and Olivia been dating? She asks out of the blue. Maybe 4 months, I say. Have you met her brother? She asks casually. It's unexpected that I can't hide my surprise. You know about Olivia's brother, I ask? Via didn't tell you? We used to be good friends. I've known Augie since I was a baby. Oh, yeah. This is the Amanda that Via was friends with. No wonder Olivia de Via didn't want to be in the show. She's forced to hang out with Amanda. Oh, yeah, I think I knew that, I answered. I didn't want to let on that Olivia had not told me any of this. I don't want to let on how surprised I am that she called her Via. Nobody but Olivia's family calls her Via. And here's this pink-haired girl who I thought was a stranger, and she's calling her Via. See how I told you how the names, the way the author writes the names? She called her Via, therefore she must be friends with her. Miranda laughs and shakes her head, but she doesn't say anything. There's an awkward silence. Then she starts fishing through her bag and pulls out her wallet. She rifles through a couple of pictures and then hands one to me. It's of a little boy in a park on a sunny day. He's wearing shorts and a t-shirt and an astronaut helmet that covers his entire head. If you've watched the movie, the astronaut helmet is a really big part of that, right? It was like 100 degrees that day, she says, smiling at the picture, but he wouldn't take that helmet off for anything. He wore it for like 2 years straight, through winter and in summer and at the beach. It was crazy. Yeah, I've seen pictures of that at Olivia's house, I say. I'm the one who gave him that helmet, she says. She sounds a little proud of that. She takes the picture and casually inserts it back in her wallet. Cool, I answer. So, you're okay with it, she says, looking at me. I looked at her blankly. Okay with what? She raises her eyebrows like she doesn't believe me. You know what I'm talking about, she says, and takes a long drink from her water bottle. Let's face it, she continues, the universe was not kind to Augie Pullman. She's called him Augie too, which means she's good friends with the family. He's very confused. I guess he's wondering why Via hasn't said that she and Miranda used to be really good friends. Bird, why didn't you just tell me you and Miranda used to be friends? I say to Olivia the next day. I'm really annoyed at her for not telling me this. It's not a big deal, she answers defensively, looking at me like I'm the weird one. It is a big deal, I say. How could you not tell me? You always act like you don't even know her. I don't know her, she answers quickly. I don't know who that pink-haired cheerleader girl is. The girl I knew was a total dork who collected American Girl dolls. Oh, come on, Olivia. You come on. You could have mentioned to me at some point, I say quietly, pretending not to notice the big fat tear that's rolling down her cheek. She shrugs, fighting back bigger tears. I'm okay, I'm not mad, I say, thinking the tears are about me. I honestly don't care if you are mad, she says spitefully. Oh, well, that's really nice of you, I fire back. She doesn't say anything and the tears are about to come. Olivia, what is the matter? I say. She shakes her head like she doesn't want to talk about it. Then all of a sudden the tears start rolling down a mile a minute. A mile a minute, they're really pouring down. That's an expression. I'm sorry, it's not you, Justin. I'm not crying because of you, she finally says through her tears. Then why are you crying? Because I'm an awful person? What are you talking about? She's not looking at me, wiping her tears with the palm of her hand. I haven't told my parents about the show, she says quickly. I shake my head. Huh? I don't quite get what she's telling me. That's okay, I say. It's not too late. There's still tickets available. I don't want them to come to the show, Justin. She interrupts impatiently. Don't you see what I'm saying? I don't want them to come. If they come, they'll bring Augie with them. And I don't feel like... Here she's hit by another round of crying that doesn't let her finish talking. So I comfort her. I'm an awful person, she says through her tears. You're not an awful person, I said softly. Yes, I am. It's just being so nice being in a new school where nobody knows about Augie. You know, nobody's whispering behind my back. But it's been so nice, Justin, that if he comes to the play, then everyone will talk about it. Everyone will. I don't know. Why am I feeling like this? I swear I've never been embarrassed about him before. I know, I say, soothing her. You're entitled, Olivia. You've dealt with a lot in your life. Olivia reminds me of a bird sometimes, how her feathers get all ruffled when she's mad. When she's fragile like this, she's like a little lost bird looking for a nest. So I give her a wing to hide under. Well, that's a really nice way of give her a hug. A wing to hide under. Actually, this guy writes really nicely. He doesn't use any punctuation, but he uses some great expressions, like the tears came down her face a mile a minute really fast. And I give her a wing to hide under when she's crying. This is the first time in the story we've found that Via is actually a little bit embarrassed about Augie. That's a shame.